everyone, how's it going? It's your boy Wayne. I'm back with another video. First of all, I apologize sincerely. I've been unwell the last couple of weeks, so I've not been able to upload as much content onto the YouTube channel, stream as much over on Twitch as I would have liked, so I apologize. Thank you for staying patient with me, but we are back today with another preview video, this time looking ahead to the Brighton game against Arsenal Saturday evening. As ever, thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for being subscribed to the channel. If you are new around here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and everyone's welcome in Wayne's World. If you are enjoying the content, feel free to hit that like button down below as well. Arsenal coming off of a massive 3-1 victory over our rivals Spurs. That helped with the sickness 100%. I was feeling buzzing, energetic completely after that. So we need to continue the good run that we've been going on. 3 wins out of the last 3 in the league. International break coming up soon as well. So we want to make sure we keep up the momentum before some of the lads go off to their international duties. This game is going to by no means be easy. Brighton have started the season really well. And under Graham Potter, I think they've been overachieving quite a lot in terms of their style of play, in terms of the attractiveness of the football they're playing. You have to commend them. They're one of the better footballing sides for a neutral to watch. So it's going to be interesting to figure out how we're going to go up against them, how we're going to nullify some of their passing threat. I think their game against Crystal Palace the other day was a little bit of a blueprint for us, because I would say, Crystal Palace did outplay Brighton for the vast majority of that game. It was on the Monday Night Football on Sky. Patrick Vieira, happy for him to put in a decent showing for Crystal Palace, and they were unlucky not to get the victory against Brighton. So, all things considered, given the momentum that we're carrying off of the Tottenham game, given the fact that Crystal Palace put in a really good performance against Brighton, I'm quietly confident that we can pick up a positive result. The issue is now hoping we don't pick up many more injuries. Obviously, Granit Xhaka is now out for about 3 months. As ever with Arsenal in games like this, our number one priority has got to be chance creation. We've been much better over the last 3 games at that aspect. Second half against Norwich, we absolutely pummeled their goal. Even though we only got 1 goal, we created a bunch of chances. Against Burnley, we did well to create a few chances, and that was a game where we had to sort of end up grinding it out, but quality shone through in the end. And against Tottenham in the first half, we absolutely dominated them. It could have easily been 4 or 5 in that first half. Second half, we didn't tire a little bit, but we eased off a bit and just coasted to the victory at the end. Brighton, we have to put an all-round performance again, and I would love to blitz them like we did against Tottenham in the first half, but credit to Brighton, I'm not sure that that's necessarily going to happen. Obviously, as ever, with all games, the midfield battle is going to be key. We've lost Granit Xhaka recently, so whether we stick with that 4-2-3-1, whether we go back to the 4-3-3 that we saw in the second half against Norwich and against Burnley, we'll come on to that when I do my predicted starting 11, but the key man in midfield for Brighton, Bissouma, all reports right now are looking like he might be injured, so that's a huge positive for us. For me especially, I'm a huge fan of Bissouma's, and every time he comes up against Arsenal, he tends to put in like a 8, 9, 10 out of 10 performance. He's a fantastic player. He's one that I still hope that Arsenal might look to sign in the near future, although I doubt it. Him being out could be a major factor in whether or not we can dominate that midfield battle, because without him, the quality isn't there as much. It's not there as much. They've still got some good ballers in there, but none like Bissouma. Given everything that happened to start the season, obviously, 3 losses in a row was never, ever going to be justified, and it was a really poor start to the season, but we've bounced back really well, and now we've won 3 and 3. Obviously, the Carabao Cup game as well, we've won in that duration, but to go into the international break, 4 wins on the bounce will be fantastic, and also, just for our peace of mind as Arsenal fans, it will stop the questions about Mikel Arteta's future, and it will stop the conversations about if he's the right man or not. In my opinion, he was only ever going to be potentially in trouble if we didn't pick up at least 2 wins during this run of 4. Whether I agree with it or not is a completely different conversation. But I think now that he's won 3 of 3, potentially 4 of 4 against Brighton, he's definitely going to stay at least until the new year, probably until the end of the season, unless something catastrophic goes wrong, as we saw last season. But the quality in the squad is much better, so we shouldn't see that now. The balance is there, so we need to push on and hopefully push on towards a European spot in the league. The team that we put out against Spurs, in my opinion, was the best team we could have put out against them. It's the strongest lineup that we've had all season, and Spurs are utter trash. Like, I'm not just saying this as an Arsenal fan. Spurs are rubbish. If Harry Kane or Heung-min Son don't do something spectacular, they've got absolutely nothing. So I'm not worried about them long term in the league, because first of all, Harry Kane doesn't even look like he wants to be there anymore. His mind is still probably looking for houses in Manchester, and Heung-min Son can't ever stay fit for a full season. So our target should be not only finishing above them, but challenging with the likes of Leicester, potentially West Ham, for the Europa League spots again. Top 4 is a pipe dream, and we'll definitely need some favours along the way. But the top 4 aren't looking too comfortable themselves. You look at Chelsea and how they performed against Manchester City. It was absolutely dire, and then that continued against Juventus in the Champions League. Man City got absolutely swiped by a poor Tottenham side who just looked to counter and did nothing else. Manchester United have looked poor in back-to-back games in the Premier League. Obviously, they beat West Ham, but it was a moment of quality from Lingard that won it for them. They lost against Aston Villa the following week. So, while I'm not calling us favourites for the top 4, we will need some favours. Liverpool are looking at the best team in the league at the minute, but we also saw them slip up against Brentford. So hopefully, if we can continue doing what we're doing, European football should be the bare minimum that we can expect, as well as hopefully a decent trophy run. Carabao would be nice. FA Cup always is nice. So fingers crossed we can continue in our domestic trophies. Now, as you all know, on these Arsenal preview videos, we're using the arsenalreview.com website to pick our predicted 11. Get involved. Link down in the description below. You can win some cool prizes either throughout the course of a month or over the course of a season. Unfortunately, I've missed out on the last couple of weeks, so I think I'm definitely out of the running for the overall prize. But this week, we're back on it. Back with the content, back with the predicted 11. The only change we're going to make will be for a replacement for Granit Xhaka in the 11. It's just about whether it will be Lokonga to stick with that 4-2-3-1, or if I think we'll go into that 4-3-3 and maybe bring in another attacking player for him. Let's check out the team. So this is the team that I've gone for. It's basically the team that finished against Norwich in that 1-0 victory. It's the team that started against Burnley. It's a bit tricky, and personally, I would prefer if Pepe's on the left-hand side to Saka, just because I think Saka is a better player on that right-hand side, and his performance against Tottenham, I don't really want to mess around with a winning formula. But I expect maybe Mikel Arteta to go back to the 4-3-3, just because Brighton obviously play with this back 3, back 5 system. In the midfield, with that midfield 3, we can outwork them a little bit and outnumber them centrally. And I think that might be able to give us a little bit of an advantage. Also, it means that the likes of Saka, Pepe, Aubameyang, if they're left 1v1 against their central defenders, it could mean problems for Brighton. So if we do see this, I would prefer Pepe from the left, Saka from the right. And Pepe's put in good performances on that left-hand side before. So it's something that hopefully Mikel Arteta does consider if he is going to play Pepe. As I mentioned before, the alternative is to partner someone like Thomas Partey with Lokonga, or with El Neni, or with Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles I don't think is good enough to be a midfielder in the Premier League, so this will be a complete risk in my mind. It would be Lokonga or nobody. The 4-2-3-1 is a possibility, but for this game, I think he's going to switch it up to a 4-3-3, and these are the guys that I think he's going to pick. And as always, let me know in the comments down below if you agree with my team selection. Let me know in the comments down below the starting 11 that you would pick against Brighton. And also let me know if you've got a score prediction, if you think we're going to win, if you think we're going to lose. Let me know your thoughts on the start of our season as well. I know things didn't start off the best. 3 losses in a row, the humiliation against Man City, but the tide is turning a little bit, and the victory against Spurs, there's a really nice feel-good factor around Arsenal at the minute. Fingers crossed. Let's pray to the Arsenal gods that we can continue with a win against Brighton, and we don't have to go into an international break with a defeat on our mind, or some sort of controversial decision from a referee that stops us from winning. I'm quietly confident. I think we'll be able to pick up the win. I just think that our quality will shine through. And although Brighton have only lost one game this season, a 2-0 loss to Everton, I think we'll be able to nullify their threat a little bit. And most importantly, keep Mope silent. I don't want to hear anything from that guy after what he done to Leno. I don't want to see him celebrating with his little tears and everything that he done before. Please, let's just keep him quiet, and hopefully Aubameyang can give him a tears celebration back. But once again, thank you all for watching. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Consider hitting that like button as well if you do enjoy the content. I do, as always, appreciate it. Come check me out over on Twitch. FM22 is nearly out, so we're finishing our Arsenal season on FM21. And stick around on the channel for Football Manager 22 content. Arsenal Manager Save will be coming straight to the channel. We'll be hoping to do that daily as well. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you for the next one.